Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, I'm gonna try and do a fairly quick check-in for both twins. I'm interested in seeing the mirroring that can happen, so let's get into it. Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for the amazing twin collective that joins me here. What can we see for the divine feminines and the divine masculines regarding what each are thinking, what each are feeling on the heart space for their counterpart, what each are wishing at this stage in the journey, what is being done in the 3D by each counterpart towards union. I just saw the Tower as I said that, and the King of Cups. What is the biggest challenge for each of the twins at this time? What is the spirit guided solution for that challenge? And where are the energies going in the near future for each? A couple more decks to shuffle. What can we see? Thank you, Divine Creator. Oh, being told to shuffle that one more time. Okay. And I'm being led to ask if anybody has any questions, to put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what themes people are most curious to look at this time. So go ahead and suggest something down below. It's a nice way to check in and see what the current collective cutting edge is. Okay, let's look at the divine feminines on the conscious mind. They're wishing for the old cycles to end. Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment, the world in the reverse, things still needing to close out. So divine feminines, asking yourselves, what can you do still to prepare for the new lives, the ascended lives coming in? And the divine masculines, oh, isn't that beautiful? Wishing for union. Nine of Cups, Nine of Cups. Divine masculines, some of them might be drinking. Some of them might still be numbing regarding this twin flame dynamic is one message I'm getting. And, you know, there is a little bit of stalling the progress that would close out the cycles that have been going on. I want to say I have been picking up heavily through these eclipse energies and then into the solstice that the divine masculines are really going deeply within right now. They're finally understanding why they should do the work, why it's foundational, why it's a spiritual foundation that is needed in doing some work and continuing to grow. So there's a little bit for you divine masculines, there's a little bit of a nudge elbow check energy here, like maybe refrain from tuning out, refrain from distracting yourself, and really spend some time going into what is true foundational energy for me. Where can I start fresh on a new foot, that kind of a thing. Let's see what we get for the connection space in these two. So yeah, both are looking at what do they need to invest in. Exactly. How beautiful is that? It's so interesting just to easily see that divine masculines are looking at the reasons why they need to do a spiritual foundational maneuver right now, and feminines are looking at practical ways to tie up old life to prepare for a brand new type of a existence. Okay, on the heart space, what are the divine feminines feeling? Victory over illusion, over this devil energy. I love this card because when I said mirroring, this is the kind of trapped and powerless illusion that the devil energies want to have us in. Look at how perfectly mirrored these twins are, but they have no way of knowing it. Sight unseen, they're at a distance in the 3D, but in the energetic realms there is this knowing that there will be victory. Divine feminines on the heart space have this tenacious resilience in the connection. So for divine masculines watching, your feminine knows But again, they are just human and having this experience. So there is growing trust and resilience there. And for the masculines, oh, the devil! Both, everybody. I asked about the mirroring, and here we have the devil for both. The devil is in the upright for the masculines. The devil is in the reverse here. The feminines are leading the way with faith and sight unseen, holding the light in the dark, I just heard. So the divine masculines are quite a bit in this entrapped, mentally entrapped energy. Eight of Swords is fear. And so there might be an illusion here because there's a feminine in this card. For some divine masculines, they are feeling like you are kind of in the damsel in distress energy, divine feminine, but it's likely a projection that they haven't, you know, sorted through, or they would be coming forward and making sure that you were okay, or communicating about conscious understanding this way. There seems to be I just heard also a growing sexual connection here. There's some confusion as to what attachment is for both twins. Divine feminines, you're sort of giving yourself permission to prefer your masculine, and that's moving you through this uncertainty. Divine masculines are at this stage of feeling bound by the connection and not knowing how to transcend it, but there's a sexual pull growing. Actually, this energy has been sort of presenting in the last 2 days, I would say, where the masculines are starting to feel a sexual pull, but not wanting to engage in past cycles. Okay. I just heard missing the sexual connection or wanting to explore it because they're having that deep pull towards growth, dare I say monogamy, and feeling literally there's frustration. I looked at the ironic, sarcastic look on this devil's face, and I literally have the divine masculines there frustrated that they know, divine feminine, that you're the only one that will do as far as a deep, intimate exploration of the sacred in relationship. You're the one that they are bound to, because they can't find this aliveness anywhere else, and they've been trying to make it of the physical realm, and they know that it is a higher thing, but there's this question of readiness and of readiness to leave the world. What can we see in the connective energy here for the twins? Oh, the Tower and strategy. So there's this, you know, the twins are each keeping, divine masculine and divine feminines are each keeping their thoughts self-contained right now about these foundational shifts. So what did we see? We saw the feminine knowing that it's okay to prefer the masculine and to go into the trust, the easygoing energy that what will be, and that there is victory possible. This still isn't attachment that it has to be. So for divine masculines watching, your divine feminine only wants it if it's going to be right and good and true, but they believe that it is possible. And divine masculines, you are begrudgingly believing that it's only possible with your feminine, from what I can see, and that is radically shaping your foundations, because you have not wanted to be bound, and yet the irony is that you can't resist true love. And so that's the major revelation here. So both are coming to some breakthroughs, and major foundational changes are going to be established because of these particular new paradigms coming in. So what is the feminine's action at this time? Oh, really looking at letting go of the past so that you can be fully empowered, divine feminine, That feels very straightforward. So it's about disconnecting from past attachments and knowing that even if it hasn't worked out in the past, it's still possible. That it didn't work out in the past was protection and a actually really beautiful thing to allow it to come into more of a empowering frequency. And the masculines have reunion and progress both in the reverse here. So there is action towards being able to have progress in a connection like this. So I'm hearing getting ready to have more intimate conversations, more truly foundational communion with divine counterpart, knowing that they have to come into full healing, inner child healing, across the board with other connections and relationships too. There's a knowing that they've reached this cap of what's possible with the current mode of operation. I'm hearing some excuses no longer hold water, even to themselves. The divine masculines are giving themselves a reality check that they keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. The irony is that practice makes perfect. I saw that in a meme. So it's kind of like unhooking from the things that weren't actually producing results and seeing that the divine connection always produces results dependent on exactly the amount of energy and investment into the connection. So there's a little bit of this irony coming through that the divine masculines had in that devil card. It's like I kind of know that, but do we need to talk about that really? It's the humor coming in after the eating crow energy that was a couple of weeks ago. We saw the divine masculines doing this 180 and rethinking their logic in certain drivers and motivations, and now we're seeing a little bit of humor coming in. I love it, divine masculines. That's so good. The cringe factor is also kind of relaxing, and it's a little bit more of a live and let live, and learn, all of that kind of energy. But what can we see for the actions that the twins are taking here? What is the connective energy? Autonomy, yeah. So divine masculines are seeing that they need to do things a little differently, hold their own, not be looking for temporary gratification or just the skin deep kind of experiences that don't result in connection, commitment, loyalty. They're divine masculines. I do feel like you are really seeking more loyal and committed long-term connections in a pure light. And for divine feminines, we're seeing that you have to let go of the past to have your peace, to have your autonomy, and to know your worth. This is a card of knowing your worth. High five with my thumb. Knowing your worth, coming into the softness of that, seeing yourself as resilient, tenacious, whole, and that it has not had to do with your lack of worthiness, that your masculine hasn't come forward. You're seeing the big picture and how energy really works together. What's the biggest block for the feminines right now? Ooh, the devil for the third time and the high priestess. The high priestess is dancing with the devil energies, the shadow, really looking at the mercy, the humility to unhook from all things of the past, all the storylines, all the histories with the divine masculine, and bringing this up into the light of day eventually. Be still and know, despite what the 3D says. That's the biggest challenge here for the feminines. What is the divine feminine solution? It's having the truth. You wouldn't have been happy. 10 of Cups in the reverse means a false happiness. So you wouldn't have been happy if you had won or achieved union in the past with your divine masculine not fully ready to meet you there. Now the truth is, divine feminine, that you are responsible for your happiness. You can't get it from being in union with your masculine. And you wouldn't have wanted union with your masculine in the past. So that message is here for you. What is the challenge for the divine masculines? Oh, in a way, it's also letting go of the past, like grieving and mourning. So there is this, it's kind of like the divine feminines are on the recognition side of letting go of the past, and the divine masculines are right in the thick of it. It's like you're not so easily accessible right now. In some way, they can't find you online, or it's harder. They are realizing that they shouldn't have taken you for granted and that you might be gone. It's like they aren't seeing the love in this right now. There's something very disheartening for the masculines, and they're trying to put their finger on it too. They're trying to put their finger on it. What is the solution? Ending third-party situations, developing the friendship, or having a true attitude of friendship and alignment. This Hermit in the reverse, this is a card of loyalty and alignment. And in the reverse, this is also bringing up the disloyal past, the lack of it, the lack of friendship, the lack of continuity, consistency, commitment, loyalty in this connection. So divine masculines, again, you're getting what you put in. If you are not getting reciprocated energy, or if your feminine isn't chasing you, isn't continuing the same way, if you're truly now feeling the loss of your feminine, it's because you have not been loyal. You haven't been a friend. Flat out, divine masculine, you get what you invest, and you didn't invest anything, and boom. That's the advice. Like, it's time to admit that to yourself, divine masculine. I've never had that message come out so straightforward for you. If you have taken your feminine for granted, haven't invested, haven't offered even friendship into this connection, that is exactly why your feminine is no longer accessible to you in ways. Wow, what is the connective energy here for the twins? Transformation. That's the only place that it can go. This is the only way it can. It has to go through a death of the old and a rebirth into the new. Where are the divine feminines going? Surrendering. We have the Four of Wands for the divine feminines as well. I'm getting that with the Four of Wands, we've got that 11-11 energy. We just came through the 11-11 gateway, and so let this energy, continue to wash over you, divine feminines. There's a masculine here learning to swim in the emotions and not being afraid of them, not being fearful of drowning in them. So let your divine masculine work on the emotionality. You are just getting your land legs with the emotionality so that your happiness is actually anchored and you're humming along in that resonance. So allow that to continue, divine feminines. But divine masculines, your divine feminine wants union just as much as ever, but is not conceding, but letting you have all the space you need to really come to every bit of it on your own, while anchoring that in your divine feminine's right. So, oh wow, 2 more duplicates here. So divine feminines got both of these cards. The 10 of Cups was the inside job, the happiness being the inside job. So divine masculines are also taking accountability for their own happiness, that they haven't been fully fulfilled by other feminine energies. They haven't been. So this is really has a lot to do with direct third party as far as choosing other people in this message today. So it'll resonate more heavily with those who have had an idea or a concept of what a perfect partner would be. So even if there aren't other people involved, I'm getting that there has been an ideal on the mind space, or a resistance in the masculines to prematurely commit, even if they don't have other serious options in their lives, or even aren't dating anybody else. There's still been this reluctance to know how to commit or partner with somebody, and so there's been a resistance. But divine masculines have seen that they haven't been happy if they don't have divine feminine in their lives, and they haven't found happiness with other feminines that aren't in divine feminine energy, and that they haven't been fully going into alignment with this union energy because they have been resisting spiritual growth and holding safe in karmic, more 3D patterns, and not doing the work to go deeper and look for the spiritual grounding. In this day and age, there is a spiritual grounding that is taking priority over being practical first and foremost and negating the existence of spirit. Now we're seeing that we can be even more practical, grounded, abundant, fulfilled, whole if we include the spiritual back in for that grounding. So the divine masculines are really coming to that. So what else can we see for the connection space and where it's going? Oh, the Nine of Cups has come back again. That was at the first. This was the third time. So we had the Devil 3 times. We had the Nine of Cups. There's so many duplicates. 4 of Wands. But this is the been there, done that. Both twins are now seeing the big picture. They've seen the inner workings of things. They've perceived many options, many experiences, and there's a mutual desire here. So divine masculines are seeing when divine feminine isn't in their lives, when they hold divine feminine at arm's length, that it's just making them want this more because they've seen what the alternatives are now. And divine feminines, you've seen that your worthiness doesn't depend on your masculine, and that they have to come to the comfortability of this love in order for it to be workable between you. So you want it, but you don't want it at all costs. You want it, but it has to come correct. It has to be legit. Amazing reading. Okay, let's see. I was told to get a Beyond Lemuria card, but I don't know where my guidebook is. I should have prepared that. I'm gonna go with the Starseed Oracle. Maybe I'll do Beyond Lemuria tomorrow. Okay, so for the divine feminines watching, what can we see? Subatomic velociter, acceleration, stimulation, and excitation. So it's getting tingly. I feel like there's this tingle in the air, like excitement, like an energy coming in. So divine feminines, you might be feeling more lighthearted, a little bit more spunky, a little bit more perky, a little bit more on it. And you're just wanting that real thing now. I'm getting divine feminines. There seems to be like a real readiness to do things the right way, and an ability to really get behind that now, instead of deluding yourself and being in that wistful motion that is kind of melancholy about what isn't right with things. It's like, I see something that is right and I'm on it. There's this on it energy for you feminines because you've stopped hanging on. You've let go of mediocre and you want the full potential. And so you're now investing in, by voting energetically towards those things, you're investing in the real thing. Okay, divine masculines, there's a lot of investment. Oop, it went way too far. Let's see, my microphone can reach. Yeah. Okay, cosmic calibrator, universal attunement and repatterning, and guidance. So keep seeking higher guidance, divine masculines. I'm actually feeling to pull you another card. Gonna get one more for the divine masculines. This is a sweet spot for you, divine masculines, because you are untethering from your assumptions. You're letting go of the ways that you thought you had to manufacture your reality, the formula you thought you needed to apply. You are letting go of that and admitting you don't know. And so it's like a little bit of uncharted territory. What can we see for the masculines? Get the eagle. A bunch more flew out, but I'm gonna just leave it at this today. The eagle of freedom, divine masculines. I know this was my spirit animal a while ago, and really leaving the karmic pull into playing small. So divine masculines, you are receiving your wings, I just heard. Because you're no longer buying into the paradigms that kept you playing the earthbound game. You are up leveling. So eagle comes from the east, the place of the rising sun, of new beginnings. She soars high into the sky. She sees the smallest detail with clarity without losing track of the bigger picture, and nests in the highest mountains. For Eagle, there are no obstacles, only opportunities. She calls you to ascend, to acquire perspective, so you can fly wing to wing with great spirit. Exactly. This is the co-creative teamwork energy, wing to wing with your divine feminine and great spirit. This is how we can partner. And it's not obstacles, it's opportunities. The divine feminines are, did you notice what just happened there in the mirroring? Divine feminines, you're excited only by the real opportunities and no longer in that wistful melancholy. And we're getting that for you, divine masculine. Is it a chicken or an egg? Like, really, one polarity thinks that the other one's behind in some ways, in some regards, but it's always working together like this. I may do the readings a little bit more this way from now on, because I do feel, actually before this reading I got a nudge that this is going to be more beneficial to see the sides of it like that. Oh, there's a bit more. Have you become trapped by your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? Yeah, has the world got some lackluster, divine masculines, desiring growth? This is a theme that's been so exciting that I've been seeing come in. I don't know if I've said this on a public reading, but in private readings I've admitted that I was curious. How will the divine masculines actually change their mode? Will something bad happen? I literally said to the divine, will there be plagues and pestilence? Will there be inconvenient things showing up that will force the masculines? And the divine just said it will be better than that. They will desire true and authentic growth. And we're seeing that. So have you lost your sense of purpose? Eagle invites you to take a deep breath and spread your wings. When was the last time you opened your wings? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar the heavens. Extraordinary life. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop, sheltered from life, counting the regular feedings, or do I want to soar like an eagle? If your answer is the latter, then you must accept Eagle's invitation and embrace the courage that will help you choose freedom. You can have freedom in relationships, divine masculine, and your divine feminine, if you are on a true twin journey, your divine feminine is a counterpart that can restore your hope in love, and you guys can rock it together with freedom if both have done the work. Okay, many blessings everyone. Bye for now.